Buongiorno. Oh, sorry, that's Italian. Buenos dias, colchoneros. Welcome to Atleti Fanatics. I mean, what a lovely Sunday we guys are having. I mean, I woke up with a smile. I talked about this with St. Keeks. Like, I woke up with a smile on my face. Like, like it's one of those perfect days. I mean, 5-2. We call it La Manita, by the way. If you guys don't know La Manita, La Manita is literally, you see, La Manita means hand, and then you can see how many fingers are there, 5. So that's what Atleti did last evening. So, I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect this. I guess nobody expected this. It was like the Atleti team that turned up yesterday was different, was a different beast. And the way we played, like, oh my God, like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this proper humiliation of Real Madrid. I love it. I love the faces. Camavinga was sleeping at the end of the match. That was very funny for me to watch.
Sorry, it's early anymore.
Camavinga was sleeping at the end of the match. Florentino Perez was checking the weather app at the end of the match. And it's very funny. It's very funny. And, the way we played and everything. We'll talk about this, obviously. We'll talk about this in detail. And there's a lot of positives. There were a few negative points as well. But finally, I mean, the dark clouds are going away. The sunshine is falling on Atlético Madrid. I mean, there are still some dark clouds still there. There are still some dark clouds, which we'll talk about in this episode. But wow, what a day! What a day to be an Atleti fan. And from minute first to the 90th minute, everything was perfect. I loved it. I really loved it. So yeah. And also, please like and subscribe. Help us reach 500 subscribers. Share this with your friends. And do let us know your opinions on the match as well. So, let's just get started, St. Keeks. But before we get started, your overall thoughts on the match.
I don't know. I was shocked, to be honest. I didn't expect. I don't think I ever expected to see this result. Like we talked the other day with Dami, where we were talking about the different aspects of the game, what to expect from Real Madrid, what to expect from Atletico, what we were thinking about. Ironically, I said there are times where if I just look at the lineup, I can tell immediately we get to lose. I looked at the lineup yesterday and I thought to myself, well, yeah, that's looking like a loss to me. but at some point in time in the game, I actually did feel like we were going to lose. But that's credit to Simeone. That's credit to the players on the pitch yesterday. That's credit to the game plan. That was a masterclass of punishing and figuring out exactly where the other team is uncomfortable, where they're unsafe, where they don't feel what they want to be. And he managed to showcase with, I think, and ironically, with an 11, I don't think it's the ideal 11. Again, an even better result than I thought was even possible. I thought at best we'll get a little 2-1, But this was great. This was everything I asked for and more. Historic. Last time we hit him for 5 was 1950. That's older than my father. Quite a bit older, actually. I might be... So I don't know. It's insane game. Your thoughts, Alex?
Let's just get started. Okay, so 6 months ago there was this Champions League match, the penalty incident, and then again, it was very frustrating to watch that match go away. And then these Real Madrid fans celebrated I don't know, only to again get humiliated by Arsenal next. And this match, comfortably, exactly. And this match, before the match, there was an interview with Julián Álvarez. The interviewer, he asked, what are your thoughts on the match, on this upcoming match? What do you think? Are you looking at this game with revenge because what happened the last time? So Julián Álvarez said, what happened in the past has passed. I'm not looking at this match with revenge or any other gesture, but he was lying. He was straight up lying. Because guys, if you watch the highlights, I mean, I've watched the highlights like 100 times by now. I'll watch it again 100 times until tomorrow. But if you watch the highlights, just watch every goal. I mean, except Julián Álvarez scored. Watch the rest three of goals. The Lenormand one, Griezmann one, and the third one was Sørloth one. Julián Álvarez celebrated those goals like he scored them. Just watch it. Just watch the passion in his eyes. Just watch that hungerness. So the talk about like he doesn't want revenge, I think that was definitely a lie. The way he literally came on the pitch, he was literally a beast. To be honest, he was running at Real Madrid defense, and he was eating them up. And I love it. I love every bit of it. Like you could see. And the second thing for the Barcelona fans, like how can you be guys so stupid? I mean, I'll get to this later on because Barcelona fans are the most stupid fans I've seen in the world. Like they think like like everything is up for grabs for them. Like it's not like they're not really in financial troubles right now. Like get your mind straight. Don't think from your ass. Think from your head. Like seriously. But we'll get on this later on. But again, I would say just to shut this Barca kids, we should renew Julián Álvarez contract because
I think Ruben Uria mentioned it. They are on track to renewing his contract, even though he has like four years left with us. They're gonna push it further and they're going to increase his salary. That's the idea anyway, which makes sense to me.
exactly that's what I'm saying. Because again, like Julián Álvarez is going to explode this season. It's just the start of this season. There's going to be a lot of eyes on Julián Álvarez as the season progresses, and he will showcase his talent. So it's better to renew his contract, give him whatever salary he needs. You need to. I mean, Simeone said this in the post-match conference as well. Like, Julián Álvarez is the best player in the world. We need to take care of him. And I told him this, that, like he's the main man at this team. And he has to go down in history for this team. He has to make history with this team. So that's a lot of heavy words. And he also said like Julián Álvarez is going to stay at this club for many years to come.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, we really need to renew his contract. Give him. I mean, he's still like Oblak is paid more than him. I think there are a few more players that's being paid more. I think even Conor Gallagher is being paid more than him.
It's just Gallagher and Oblak, and yeah, I don't really care about Gallagher's salary per se because that's what you decided to give him. Like if the club gave it to him, then he's gonna accept it. You know what I mean? But had to give Álvarez a better salary. No offense to Gallagher.
Exactly. We really need to renew his contract. We need to renew his contract because, like I said, he's going to explode this season and it's better to keep him for years to come, just like Simeone said. We need this guy to make history with us and he will stay at this club for many years to come. And again, I hope he renews his contract and then all the Barca kids can shut the fuck up. And now, talking about Real Madrid kids, they're literally crying. The Real Madrid kids are literally crying that the Arda Güler one is not a penalty. Like, how can you be so stupid? Like, I don't get it sometimes. Like, how some people are so stupid and with so much of reach as well. You'll see Real Madrid accounts with 100k, 200k saying the stuff like this is not a penalty, it's a red card for Sørloth.
You have to just
Nico Gonzalez should have been sent off. I mean, like, what the hell? Like, what are these guys smoking? Like, seriously. But anyway, let's just talk about the match. The starting lineup. I mean, we talked about this in Keeks. I told you in the preview as well.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I told you this in the preview as well. Like Sørloth might start because we might need that physical presence up ahead. Because the best way to beat Real Madrid is to put crosses. I mean, the last time when we had that 3-1, it was all three headers from Morata, and then now, I mean, maybe that's why Simeone started Sørloth. And Sørloth, actually, I would say, even though like he missed, I think he could have had a hat trick yesterday easily.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think he did pretty well for the time he played. I think he did pretty well. Like he had Alvaro Carreras, Militao. I mean, like he injured Militao in the first 5 minutes. I mean, the best thing he's done, I would say.
I feel a bit as a centre back myself. I feel a bit unfortunate for Militao because it's like that's a last tackle, and I'm happy. Not as a Atletico fan that he managed it, but in the sense of like managing to catch yourself up and these other things. But it's like those are the worst kind of tackles to get. Is where your standing leg is already planted on the floor and somebody hits you immediately afterwards. I think it was the Griezmann on what's his name?
Carvalho on Griezmann?
Casado on the Barca game last season. Remember Marc Casado when we played Barcelona?
Oh yeah.
And it's unfortunate. It's just a bad timing. There's no malice in it, but that is genuinely like you see it, and I'm like thinking to myself immediately, it's like, oh, Militao's probably gonna get injured from that. Like, you know, for a guy who has gone through 2 different ACLs to go through get an ankle injury right after, that's unfortunate. I feel bad for him.
But yeah, anyway, to the starting lineup, I would say, when I saw the starting lineup, like, I had some faith in Sørloth for some reason. I knew he's gonna miss some chances, but I still had some faith in him. And like when that 5th, 6th minute, like when he missed that chance, obviously that Militao one, I was like, fuck. You know, like this deja vu again coming to my mind, like missing chances, and then, you know, Real will again pounce, they will get half a chance and they'll score from that, and they actually did with the equalizer. But again, I mean, Sørloth starting was actually paid as a good move, and then rest we already knew. And then we were confused about David Hansko as well, playing as a left back or centre back. I think David Hansko as a left back had a really, really good game. And I told you, right, like you told me to pick a poison. I said I'll go with Longley because Javi Galan wouldn't have done what David Hansko did. So I'll rather go with Longley as a centre back.
I get that. We'll talk about it just now, but I would say we said pick your poison, right? And I saw today the reason why I was upset about choosing Longley. Like I didn't want to see Longley in that lineup, specifically because of that same thing. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But in terms of the lineup, Hanko was a good left back in the game itself. And I kind of get why he played. But at the same time, it's one of those moments where it's just like, I feel a little bad for Ruggieri because these are the games that you want him to grow into, because he's not supposed to be here for one season. He's supposed to be here with time. He's supposed to grow into a better player with it. So ideally, you would want to get some of these bigger games under his belt and be able to push for something further and further and further, especially after that cameo he had against Rayo. But
I think Simeone doesn't trust Ruggieri that much. I think so. I think Ruggieri has to, yeah. Because even Javi Galan came on in second half instead of Ruggieri. So I think he doesn't trust Ruggieri that much. But anyway, Longley, Lenormand and Llorente had a great game. Lenormand, I would say it was a mix-up, but I'll talk about it as we move forward. Longley, I would say it was a mixed-up. But again, like I said, we'll talk about this. And Hansko had a great... I think his crossing was very good. David Hansko's crossing was very good. But I mean, let's just not forget, this is a Real Madrid team that was flying high. They had, they had 7 wins in a row. Kylian Mbappe was on fire. I mean, like he still scored against us, but then he couldn't do anything after that. Kylian Mbappe was on fire.
7 games.
Exactly, and again, this Real Madrid team was flying high, and to humiliate them like this, like wow. Like, you know, like there's a saying, like, you know, you don't, when Atletis like at their back, like when they're like, you know, when we have so much pressure, we play the best. And like we discussed about this, you know, like playing against Real Madrid literally set up our season. This is how we built momentum from it, and we always perform against Real Madrid. But on this level, I didn't expect it. But let's just get to this. And then again, I mean, like I saw Simeone crying after the game, which was again pure emotions, pure passion. And still some people want him to go, but I think like he had the game plan pretty much ready for this game, and he executed it properly. And the players executed it properly. From front to the back, everything was perfect. The press, I was so impressed with the press. The way Atleti pressed Real Madrid. I was so impressed. Koke and Barrios dominated the midfield. Koke literally ran back the years. I think like I saw the best Koke from like I haven't seen this version of Koke in so many years.
Yeah.
I saw the best version of Koke. I felt like Koke was playing like he's playing in 2016 or 2015. I saw that Koke. I don't know, like maybe it's the hate for Real Madrid that like he had that more energy. He had that more energy. I don't know because that guy was playing the way he escaped that Real Madrid press was amazing. Even Barrios. I mean, again, also
Yeah.
talking about two players. Also talking about two players. Alvaro Carreras. Juliano Simeone literally fucked him up. Like literally. I mean, 50 million on that fullback, and like we wanted that player. Like I'm glad now, like we didn't really get him, even though like he was doing pretty well before coming to this game.
I don't want to be too harsh on Carreras because again, I still think he's a great player. Like most of the
That was a
players
stinker. That was a stinker. That was a stinker.
Oh,
Like
for
if you
sure.
can't perform in big games, that's not.
I didn't. I'm not saying he didn't play poorly. I'm saying, what do you call it? It's the same thing that I felt with Mourinho, right? Like I'm still confident Mourinho is going to be that level of a player and these other things, right? But it is incredibly funny that we played Villarreal, right? And my first thought process was, oh my god, how are you gonna beat Mourinho at these other things, right? Because I saw Mourinho in a 4-on-1 versus Jude, Vinny, Mbappe, and Valverde, and he still managed to beat them. I saw him comfortably deal with Lewandowski. I saw him deal with us last season comfortably, and then Nico Gonzalez came in and beat him. It's like sometimes it is not as easy as it seems. Like 1+1 does not equal 2 in football a lot of times. It's not clear arithmetic. Sometimes it really is a system thing. Because the Nico Gonzalez we have been seeing, especially as well in this last set of games since he came, versus the Nico Gonzalez I saw over the last year in Juventus, two different players, two very
Yeah.
different players.
Again, I think like if he continues, okay, so this is close of Nico Gonzalez that he has to play 20 games, and the minimum time is 45 minutes. I think we're gonna end up signing him for sure.
We're
Because the way
probably
he's
going to end up
playing,
signing him. Will we sign him for the amount of money? Probably not. This is Atletico. We are Scammer FC. We are.
yeah. So like, you think we're gonna do Griezmann on Juventus? Like now we're
For
gonna
sure,
call
no
back Nico
question.
Gonzalez.
No,
But
no.
it's
If
way
what?
too early, bro. It's just 20 games. It's just 20 games. I think it's way too early. It's just 20 games.
It's 20 games in La Liga, so that does affect it too. So Champions League, we'll see. We'll see. But uh, we'll get back to that in any case.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I was talking about Koke. Yeah, Koke again. Koke again equaled the record of Sergio Ramos as the most Madrid derbies played, 43, and I think like he had this day spot on. And then I think he's gonna break this record. Obviously, we have Real Madrid playing again. We have to play at Bernabeu, and again we have Super Copa as well. And most probably, I don't know, like maybe we'll meet Real Madrid at Copa del Rey as well. But anyway, moving on.
As we
Also,
always do.
also about talking about like like I was watching all these videos from the broadcasters, CBS, ESPN, and then there's always like the Spanish where they always favorite Real Madrid. But even the English channels, like the thing they were talking about is like how Real Madrid had a bad day. No one was talking about like how Atleti outplayed them. No one was talking about like how Diego Simeone literally killed Xabi Alonso.
Nobody says like. I think I think I was very frustrated watching that yesterday after the game, right? So we played early. It's 10:15 on my time, and by the time it was finished, it was around 12 o'clock. So the entire evening, it was just me having a good time, looking up, trying to find Atletico thing, trying to see some propaganda. And I felt it went from like that high of beating Real Madrid at 5 to being a little disappointed at the coverage. It's like even in the way that you talk about us, you are putting us in the light, in the shadow of Real Madrid. I trust me, if Celta Vigo beat Real Madrid like this, they'll be talking about Celta Vigo like the second coming of Christ or something. Like I don't understand. Like it. This is a very big team. We are clearly, if not, we should have at least had some people watching us throughout the season to say well, why is it that we are having these results? What's wrong with the team? I think there's a few people who probably looked at our team and actually understood what was happening and saying, well, they were a little bit underperformed, which is ironically La Liga commentators, nobody else. But right, but it's like you look at they talk about how, for instance, up until this point, right, we have been heavily underperforming to what our potential should have been. The games that we played against, the teams that we played against, we should have had a very easy ride up until this point, and it should have been effectively. I'm not saying it should have been on, two teams who are undefeated coming against each other, but it should have been a very different setup for Atletico versus Real Madrid. Real Madrid have been perfect in terms of results. I said this in the last preview. I was saying I don't feel like their team is as good as people are saying it ought to be. But again, I prefaced it by saying I did not watch many Real Madrid games this season. I watched about 2 or 3 compared to the 8 or something that they played already. So the breakdown should have been, do you think Xabi Alonso, as a young coach, understands the nuances that comes into these big games, because he hasn't necessarily had that experience in Bundesliga positively. Against Bayern, I don't think he beat Bayern in the 2 years that he was there. I don't think that anytime it really mattered, that he really managed to put that distance in terms of the head-to-head. They did it through results. They did it from them not losing games. They did it from being very good in the general stuff. And we saw it as well. We saw it where they're very, very good against the Levantes. They're very good against the Espanyol on these other teams. We're struggling right now, but not because we're terrible, but because we have some other issues that we need to fix. And you saw it in the Villarreal game, a very hard game. I don't know if I'd say comfortable win, but a win, right? You saw it in the Rayo game. Can't really say comfortable there either. But again, you see in the games and the teams that we've played against, Liverpool, Rayo, and Villarreal are our best games, and these are the games of the hardest opponents. The Espanyol game, where it should have been a dog walk, we lost. I don't know how. Like the victory eluded us, but it comes from a lot of different things. We're not finishing certain chances. We are creating, we're not finishing chances. When we aren't creating, like, I don't know what to say. Nobody finished and needed it. But it's like,
no, yeah, I think for the past 5-6 games, I think the thing wasn't really going our way. I think it, like you call it, like these things were waiting to happen in the Madrid derby, because in Madrid derby everything went our way, literally everything, except again we did miss more chances as well. Obviously, we did miss chances. Sørloth, again, like I said, Sørloth could have had a hat trick. We did miss chances for sure, but
here's what we'll do. We'll I feel like we're getting all over the place, but let's put some structure into it. So, Alex,
I mean, how
do you feel about the first half? I want to hear your first half.
Before first half, okay, there's still a lot of stuff, because again, there's some interviews. So I want to just get on them before we start. Okay, so now Dani Carvajal. Okay, what he said after the match.
Hopefully.
Okay, so he said, we asked for a yellow card for Sørloth celebration. The referee told us there was no sense of danger. Sometimes they don't explain it to us like that before the competition starts. And he also said about the stamp on Nicolas Gonzalez. He said, I still have a mark of his foot on my ankle. And Dani Carvajal is out for, I think, at least a month. So now, my reply to Dani Carvajal, like, you did the same thing to Griezmann, and then you walk away as like, oh, nothing happened. I mean, this is karma, bitch. It comes back at you. You injured Griezmann. You remember, like, when Griezmann just joined us back, and we were playing the Madrid derby?
One or two things, It's like Carvajal throughout his career has been injuring players fairly frequently. I don't know if you should say frequently, but he's been known to do that. So it's like the irony of it all is for you to complain. And I don't mean to be like the thing, but it's like, even in when he eventually he tore his knee, right, where he had the ACL and I think the PPL damage from the kick, right? That is literally him making a reckless kick. and almost trying to damage somebody else, and it backfiring on him. And his knee hyper overextended, right? Like they hyperextend, and then it's unfortunate for you and all these other things. But you could have easily damaged the other person doing that. It backfire on you. But this is the kind of player we've known you to be for some years now. Tchouaméni is no different in terms of these things, but Tchouaméni doesn't complain, as far as I know. Like Tchouaméni, is whatever, but it's like Carvajal's a very strange person to complain about this, knowing what everybody knows what Carvajal is. I could tell you for a fact Getafe fans don't necessarily like him because of the same things that he does to their players. You know, or the same, like I could how many teams I could talk about Carvajal. Like everybody love him for the Spanish national team, but they don't love him for the La Liga. They don't, and I'm comfortable saying that. So I don't know.
I mean, he's such a crybaby sometimes. Like, I don't get it. Like, seriously. Like, some Real Madrid players are such crybabies. I mean, again, top of the list, I would say Vinicius Jr., obviously. But anyway, let's just move on. Now, actually, we can just talk about the first half itself. I mean, we're just like 26 minutes in. We haven't even started talking about the match yet because there's so many things to talk about. But yeah, first half, I would say, again, great first 20 minutes, I would say. Great. What a great start. What a great start. We were pressing them up. I think, like, again, I would say this season, the press I've seen from Atleti is like it's like half-hearted. It's like the strikers will press, but then the midfield won't follow up.
I don't like. Well, sorry, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, it wasn't in motion. Like everyone pressing a team all at once. In this match, we saw that everyone pressed all at once. Everything was in coordination. That was very good to see. That's how we killed literally Real Madrid in the first 20 minutes. They couldn't create anything. I don't even remember they did something. They had a shot, or I don't even remember they getting into our box in the first 20 minutes. It was all Atleti. And Sørloth had a chance in the first 5 minutes, which again, he thought like he has all the time in the world. He has like 100 years to literally shoot that ball. 100 years. He waits and waits. Militao is fast, and he recovered. He made a nice tackle, and that's it. And I was like, come on, man, you can't miss these chances. Real Madrid will get half a chance, and they will score on that one. I mean, just look at the same thing. Mbappe went 1-on-1, finished it, done. Sørloth took so many time to finish that.
Like, I look, I know I'm not the biggest Sørloth defender, but you can't really compare Mbappe to other strikers. Like, I love Julián, right? Julián has 6 goals in 8 games so far. Sorry, 7 games so far in the league, right? There's only one person who's ahead of him in the league, Mbappe, with 8. And it's like there's certain players, what do you call it? Julián is in that general region, but it's like I'm not expecting Sørloth to be on the level of Mbappe and Haaland and Alvarez. What I want from him was what I expect from him. But at the same time, that was a finish that had to happen. It's one of those things, you set your team up early, you get your jinx off your back. Now you can follow up and you can finish off your other chances, mentally, I should say.
True. But I mean, like, again, I would say he did pretty well. Even though he missed the chances, I think he did pretty well for the first 6. Like, whatever time he was on, he did pretty well, I would say. And Simeone plan actually paid off. But anyway, the first 6 minutes, again, Sørloth chance. And then again, also want to talk about this. The crossing in this game was perfect.
Mint.
Perfect. Like, wow, like pinpoint crossing. It was so perfect. From Koke, Nicolas Gonzalez, David Hansko, Giuliano, Llorente, Barrios. Yeah, Barrios created that chance as well. Again, I think it was a little bit high for Sørloth, where actually he couldn't. I think if he would have tried to control it, then again, he doesn't have that much time. He has to head it, obviously, but then he tried to keep it on target, which I think was very comfortable for Courtois, but again, he managed to give it away for corner. Next thing, we were criticizing the set-piece coach, the set-piece of Atletico Madrid. In this game, it was on another level. Like, we went from here, like we were literally here. We went from here to here for set-pieces. Every set piece I see is dangerous as fuck. Every set piece, like, there's potential. Like, you can see that like, like you can feed it, like we might score from a set piece, and we did score from a set piece. We won the free kick,
More than
the
once.
pass.
It's-
Exactly. Not once. I mean, most of the chances came from set piece only. But again, the corners were fantastic by Julián Álvarez. The way he was like just swinging that ball in, it was fantastic. But again, we got that free kick from the right hand side. We played to Koke, and Koke, his long passes were again perfect passes from Koke. Long pass to Nicolas Gonzalez. Again, we know Nicolas Gonzalez is good in air, and again, Nicolas Gonzalez was very good in air in this match, even up front. And Nicolas Gonzalez has the ball, deflected back to Giuliano. Very perfect cross again from Giuliano. Robin Lenormand scores 1-0, and again, he dunked on Tchouaméni as well, which was again good to see. The only thing I was afraid of, because he had Tchouaméni's shirt, and like seeing how things happen with referees in Real Madrid, I was like, fuck, just don't take this as an excuse to like rule this off. But anyway, talking about Robin Lenormand in this game, I would say I'm happy for him. I'm happy. In this game, in the same game last season, he had that head injury from Tchouaméni only. In this game, again, he's battling with Tchouaméni, and this time he scores the goal. For that moment, I was very happy for Robin Lenormand, and all the criticism he was getting the past matches. I think I was very happy for Robin Lenormand.
I still have criticism.
But yeah, I'm getting there. Like, but again, overall, I would say I was happy for Robin Lenormand because it feels good. Plus, he has that baby face as well. Like, you feel that pity from like watching it. But anyway, so I was happy for Robin Lenormand the way he scored, opened our scoring 1-0. Now the Real Madrid goal, again, we were doing pretty well. We were crossing, everything was going well, and our crossing was very good as well. Now, a second thing, the moment come. I don't know if I can blame Longley on that one. He got close to Mbappe. Mbappe played a 1-2 with Arda Güler, and yeah. And then again, there's no catching Kylian Mbappe after that. He's like, once he's gone, he's gone. You can't catch him. And what a finish by him. I mean, like, you can see like why he's on top of the form right now. Why he's the main man in this Real Madrid team. I mean, that was a very good finish from Kylian Mbappe.
Can't really argue. Like, it was an amazing pass from Güler, amazing finish.
Exactly, that was amazing finish. But again, I would say I can't really blame Longley because again, look, he was supposed to close down Kylian Mbappe because again, he can't let him turn as well. If he doesn't close Kylian Mbappe can take the ball, turn, and again go, go with his quick feet, and it can hurt you. So maybe he was late closing him in. You can argue that, but yeah, I can't really blame Longley 100% on that one. I can't. I think it was a. But I think like it was a perfect move from Real Madrid. Now again, we still had chances. We didn't finish. We had good crosses. Now the second goal. It's a clearance from Huijsen. Okay. I think for me, I expected Robin Lenormand to kick the ball out of play for a throw in or anything. Like that's what you like generally do. Like when you see like a difficult ball coming from the air, you just like the ball out. But I don't know what happened with Robin Lenormand. Maybe he thought there was Longley in the middle of the park. Maybe Koke was there. I don't know. So he hit the ball inside, and the ball came back to Vinicius. Vinicius sends Robin Lenormand and Marcus Llorente both to the stands. They couldn't just they couldn't cope up with Vinicius. A good ball to Arda Güler, and again a good finish from Arda Güler, I would say. Maybe Oblak could have done better. Maybe you can argue with that, but I don't think so. That was such a very nice finish from Arda Güler. And now it's 2-1. And now I'm getting deja vu again. Like, wow, we had so many chances. We dominated for the first 20-30 minutes, and the score is 2-1 from nothing. Literally nothing. They didn't do anything. One through ball, equalizer. Another mistake of ours, 2-1. They're 2-1 up. And now I'm thinking like, wow, this is another frustrating game. And now I think like Real Madrid will push on, they will carry on, and now we will, we'll go back to the defensive positions. But That's the thing about, I would say, the dark clouds. Like, I think defensively, we still lack that, like that, what do you call it? That convinceness, like where you think
Conviction
like
to
you,
have all the
yeah, like
deep.
when you think like you're solid enough, we're not really solid enough in defense. And again, that's what I said. Like, I have mixed emotions about Robin Omar. I was happy for him to score the goal, to get that kind of like revenge from that injury and everything. But that was a very stupid mistake as well, and Real Madrid were 2-1 up. Except that mistake, I think Robin Omar had a very good game. Just one that mistake. That's it. Except that, I think Robin Omar had a good game. Even Longley. But yeah, 2-1. One more thing about Longley. I'm coming to this because again, it's first half. So we won a corner. Okay, again we were very good in set pieces. Like I said, we won a corner, and this is very I don't know confusing for me. So you're an attacking player, right? Why are you going to a header like
I
this?
completely remember what you're talking about now. Oh,
And like,
oh,
why? Like, I don't get this. I seriously don't get this. You're an attacking player. You have to score a goal. What are you afraid of? Why are you going like this? Like, it doesn't make sense. And
I,
like the funny part was everyone was celebrating except Longley himself. Like he
I,
knew.
I saw the goal, right, and I was like, I didn't see a proper point of contact, so I just assumed that was a handball, and I didn't celebrate it because I was like, the fact that nobody celebrated, like nobody definitively saw who scored it and whatever. I was like, all right, no, that's a handball. Just leave that alone, you know.
I I thought that was their own goal or something, because I couldn't see anyone running for the celebration or anything. But then I saw Sørloth and then everyone surrounding Sørloth. Then I thought like, I don't know, maybe it's an own goal or anything. But
Nah.
then I saw the replay. Then I saw the replay. I'm like what? Like what? Like seriously? I mean, like you're an attacker, right? And that could have been a goal easily.
Mhm.
That could have been a goal easily, because again, Longley just had to. I don't know. Even he can use his shoulder just like Mario Hermoso did. That would end up in the back of the net because he was alone. He was literally alone, free.
And it's
Exactly.
literally
I don't
about to
know.
land right onto his head, and he's covering his head with his hand. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Oh well.
But yeah. Anyway, we move on. That's it. That's the two things about Longley. I would say that closing down Mbappe and this. That's it. I think other than that, he had a pretty good game as well.
I have things to talk about him later.
Sure,
Don't
sure.
worry.
You can. But for me, I think he had a pretty decent game. But anyway, then we move on to the added time, which was 7 minutes, and then again, what a ball from Koke! What a ball from Koke to Sørloth's header, and I don't know what Sørloth was doing. I guess he was trying to go to the near post. Somehow the ball ended up in the far post. The way his head was, like, I don't know.
No, that's a what do you call it? The way when you header it, like when you're trying to header it to curve it, because if the ball is coming in from the opposite angle, right, the ball is curling towards the far post. He has to header it in the opposite direction to get it towards the far post as well. So he's not going for the near post there. As he headed it where he wanted to get it, and he got it where he wanted to get it. That was a good header. It's a perfect delivery. So
2-2. Anyway, 2-2. And then again, right after that, I think it was David Hansko or Nico Gonzalez. I think it was David Hansko. What a delivery from David Hansko.
beautiful.
Right in front of Sørloth. And again, Nico Gonzalez was there as well, empty. Maybe he anticipated that Sørloth was going to head it,
That's what
and
I
he
was gonna
didn't move. Yeah, we could have been 3-2 in the first half itself.
say.
That was a perfect delivery from David Hansko. Sørloth should have scored that one as well for me. But again, or maybe even Nico Gonzalez, maybe he anticipated that Sørloth would head it. But yeah,
Sørloth wasn't able to get there in time. Like he wasn't physically capable of getting there. So but it unfortunately threw off Nico as well. So it just ended up being nothing.
but that was a great delivery. But then there you go, the first half, 1-1. Your thoughts, Saint Keeks, on the first half?
I'll try and keep it brief because there's a lot more to talk about in the second half. But I think that first 10, 20 minutes that you mentioned was something I really appreciated. I think I saw in those moments, I felt very anxious because even though we scored, I thought to myself, we can't be this far on top of Real Madrid and only be 1-0 up. You know what I mean? Like we had maybe one or two chances. After Lenormand scored, I was like, nice. And then we had a chance where Lenormand almost got another second header. I was like, wait, we're able to get a brace with Lenormand just like that? And he just narrowly missed it, which was unfortunate. But when you look at the general delivery, when you look at the passing, I thought to myself, if Koke and Barrios are playing, even though they're both very good and they're both very capable, we've seen at times Koke sometimes not quite being up to speed, Barrios having to cover too much ground, all these other things. So I was actually surprised at how much space Koke and Barrios got. I think I was talking to my friend, to Real Madrid friend throughout the game. He was asking me, it's like, is it usual for you to have that much space in your back line and those other things, right? It's like the amount of space that we managed to get from Real Madrid and also the amount of space we gave away to Real Madrid was a very shocking thing to me in terms of the midfield, because I thought the midfield would be a lot more contested. And it really wasn't. It was just Koke and Barrios yesterday, to be honest. I think I didn't remember when Valverde was on the pitch until that in the second half of that mistake pass. I don't remember much about Tchouaméni himself in the game. Jude was okay, a little muted, but clearly he was not 100%. You know what I mean? He was doing some good things, but you're not going to get that much out of him. Ardagula was very good on the day. But this isn't me trying to talk about Real Madrid so much. This is more so about, I think, the level that Koke showed was kind of similar to what Kante showed in the semi-finals of the Champions League against Real Madrid some years back, where he played against Casemiro, Kroos, and Modric. By himself, Kante looked like he was just the better player out of all three of them. In that game, and it was like it felt the same way today. Where it's like, on the day it was Koke and Barrios. Barrios had moments. Barrios created two chances in our first half, two really good chances, like from barely not anything, and it was just like is a reminder again of the level of talent that Barrios is having, because Barrios is doing, right, and Koke too. They're doing almost a secondary position. This isn't where they necessarily want to be, and this is the level that they're already showing for you. So I'm very happy about that. Maybe with Cardoso coming back, I might help out with Koke, I might help out with Gallagher, I might help out with Barrios and these other things. And since Cardoso will be out for a little while, try and push for a little Taufik debut. You feel me? Taufik need to get a little debut in that period of time. Anyway, the motion of, I think Llorente and Hanko were really, really good. I think it's funny that for a backline, Hanko and Llorente feel like some of the best fullbacks in the league, even though Hanko is not necessarily a fullback. I guess Llorente isn't either. But, and then you look at our centre backs, and I just can't say I feel confident in either of them. I think Lenormand, I don't want to be too harsh on him because he scored a goal, especially. I can't really excuse that mistake that he did. I don't know what to say. Did he do much to cover up afterwards? Not really. I think he was fine afterwards, but that was mostly because Real Madrid didn't really threaten us afterwards. And that's more so to do with the team as a unit and these other things. We'll talk more about how they did in the second half, but for the most part, Lenormand didn't have much to do, and when he did have something to do, he didn't do it right in the first half. I guess I don't know what to say about that. But Longley, I will mention. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. So you finish it, and then I'll add to your point.
I was watching over the game, and I was looking through the clips of the game, and I noticed we talked about the hands, right? And I was noticing a very strange trend with Longley, where there was almost moments in time in the second half when Nico got hit for the penalty, right? Not that I want to push too far, but you saw Longley almost cowering away from the ball throughout for a corner again, and I was like, but we're taking the corner. Why are you moving away from the corner as well? And the same thing again when Oblak called for the ball. he heads the ball, but he heads it straight up and almost causes a random panic in our backline. Not almost, does cause a panic in our backline randomly. And I feel like that's something he probably needs to talk to team psychologist or Cholo or somebody, because it's very strange for a player to be that afraid in an offensive position or in a comfortable position. And I mean that genuinely. I feel like something, have to talk or think about something there, because having to seeing that, it was one thing to see whatever, I don't know what that was, where he's flinching as you about to get a free header to get a free goal. I don't know what that was, but it's like the fact that it wasn't an isolated incident in the same game. It's a little. It might matter. I want to look into that. But as you were saying,
Yes, I mean, so this is the dark clouds like I was talking about. This is the only negative point we had from all of the game. I think, like, again, it's the same thing. Like, defensively, we are struggling. Like, we are making mistakes. We are having, like, one of these moments, like, like where an opponent can punish us. And we had it in this game as well, when, again, Lenormand making a mistake, and Longley had a few moments as well. But that was all in the first half. It didn't happen in the second half. That was all in the first half. So that's the dark clouds that I mentioned that are still there. We still need to like fix these things defensively. Even in second half, I'll talk about it. Like even with David Haskell, like I was frustrated with him because he was giving away a lot of fouls. He was fouling Masantuano continuously.
I don't think those were fouls, man. I look it back over.
I mean, offensively he was good, but defensively, I think like if you give that so many set pieces against a good team, they will hurt you.
Usually punish you. But I get what you're saying. I was looking over at the challenges, and he's like, we'll talk about it when we get to that. But
yeah, I went to talk second half. But yeah, my main point is like this is the thing we still have to improve defensively. I think we still need to improve defensively, and this has been the case for the past 6-7 matches. Like we make a mistake defensively, and the opponent scores on us, and then we. But this time the thing was, like we were able to create more chances, and we were able to finish them. So I think like our defense did make a mistake in this match, but then again our offense actually covered up for the mistakes from the defense, and largely on the part that I would say again the midfield dominance from Koke and Barrios. They literally dominated that midfield, that double PV of Chumeni and Valverde. Koke and Barrios had a very very good game, and then we could see on the flanks as well. Again, like we know our plan. Like like if Sørloth is starting, we know our plan. It's gonna be crosses in the box with Sørloth being the main target, and it's going to be 2v1 on the flanks. So for example, Nicolas Gonzalez, Koke, or Giuliano Llorente or Pablo Barrios on the right hand side, and that's exactly what happened. And I mean, Alvaro Carreras couldn't deal with Giuliano throughout the game. The left hand side of Real Madrid was literally killed by Giuliano or Marcos Llorente. You see, that's so important.
Ironic, that the right hand side, like we were a little bit complaining about the right hand side early in the season, and now it just feels like it's no problems at all. So
true. We were complaining because again, Giuliano wasn't really playing that well. Llorente didn't play that again after the Liverpool game. Llorente again, the same thing after the Liverpool game. Llorente again is a different player. The same thing happened when at Anfield Llorente scored 2 goals. After that, he literally exploded. The same thing happened right now. After the Liverpool game, Llorente looks like a different player. I remember him literally clearing the ball, and then no one was running, and then he was the only one running to it, and Carreras got panic, and then he has to, throw the ball out of play. I think that was in the second half. But again, the right-hand side, again, they killed Vinicius and Alvaro Carreras, Marcos Llorente and Giuliano. That's what happened when you have two players with good pace. They couldn't deal with Vinicius and Alvaro Carreras. They couldn't. I mean, there was just only one moment where Alvaro Carreras, I think, got in front, where he put the ball to Bellingham. Bellingham played it to Arda Güler skyrocketed it. Yeah, that was the only moment Alvaro Carreras got up front. That's it. Throughout the game, that's just one move. Can you imagine?
Yeah. And I think it's funny because it's like that left hand side, he's super. It's strange to me that Jabi would not even allow it. It's like Vinny is not necessarily known to foot drop back deep often. Neither is Mbappe, right? But to have them double up on the flank, you know what you're trying to do because you're trying to create chances and these other things. But it's a double-edged sword because it means your left back has to be above and beyond. Carreras is a very talented left back. We've seen it throughout the season. We've seen it in the, last season with Benfica. Huijsen is also a very talented centre back. They are very young though, and they're very inexperienced. Giuliano is not that much older than both of them that I just mentioned, but he is a lot more experienced in understanding the flow state of these games. And Llorente is experienced alongside Barrios and these other things. They know how to take advantage of players who are not comfortable with these movements and these other things. Carreras had no time and no capability of being beaten Giuliano one-on-one. So many times where he just nudged him off in the right way, pushed him into the right position, made a run past him. It's like Huijsen as well could not deal with the same combinations we mentioned also a lot. So it's interesting to see that. But more so, if you're talking about the defensive aspect, so as we talk about the defensive aspect of Real Madrid, let's talk about Atletico, right? The problem why it's like you saying you can't blame Longley, I can, because that goal with Mbappe, you can't run with Mbappe. He's going to beat you. You can't run him. So if he's coming inside, you can't stick like right next to him. If you stick right next to him, you leave the open space, he will turn on you, he'll score. Very obvious. It's the same thing, like we've seen it with big wingers before, with Mane or with Salah and these other things. It's like if you know the person is fast enough and smart enough, you can't stick right next to them. You have to give them a little bit of space, and you have to respond accordingly. That doesn't change what it was for Arda Güler and Mbappe. That was still a very good goal by their part, and it was a very quick and easy punish on their part. But in terms of last game, we saw Hanko matching stride by stride with Raitu and Alvaro Garcia, who are two of the fastest, as I said in the other thing, two of the fastest players in the not just in the league but in Europe. Right, they're incredibly fast. So that means Hanko can match the pace, but that's not to say that he should be doing the same thing because he has the pace. He should be able to do it. It's more so if it happens to a situation where he has to match a forward, he can match the forward. So right. So when you look at these things with Longley, like Hanko, it's like Hanko can do a lot more physically, he can do a lot more defensively, and he can do these things that Longley can't really do. It's just it's that we are briefed on. I'm frustrated because we were briefed on Mbappe. We know who he is. He's a terrifying player to play against. He's one of those players who he needs one chance to score. As we said in the preview, right? He needs one chance to score 2 goals. That's the kind of player he is. So if you know that, you can't give him that one chance. It was like it's like a schoolyard mistake because you know who he is. We played against him last season like 4 times. I agree. You can't make this mistake again. So that's the frustration I have with Longley in that regard. So in overall anything, it's just like there was a certain period of time where after they scored the second goal, where I genuinely just felt like I can't believe we just lost after the kind of display that we saw again. Obviously we scored back and then things changed. But the fact that we missed like 2 or 3 clear-cut chances, maybe 4 actually, but the Longley one, the Sørloth one, the Lunamon had a slight chance with that one, Nico Gonzalez, all of those things, like I can list them in the first half, and it ended up 2-2, but it really could have been more, you know, on a good day. So that's a good sign of the team overall, but it means that one part is working very well and the other part is just kind of, you know, it's not up to speed. So yeah. So the second half though. Please.
Yes, before that, I mean, like, wow, it's almost an hour. This is going to be a long episode. So guys, do let us know your opinions on the first half. What do you guys think? Because I think the first half we had the best moments and we had the bad moments as well.
Yes.
So I think our first half was literally mixed with good and bad moments. But the second half, I think overall it was very, very good. So before we start the second half, I just checked this from Marca, however you want to say it. Mm-hmm. Just look how they changed the narrative. Look. So this is from Marca, okay?
Okay.
So they're pointing out 4 things. Actually, 5 actions. They're pointing out 5 actions. The key to Madridista indignation after the derby. 5 actions which, if interpreted differently, would have changed the match. The first one they say is the red card of Nicolas Gonzalez on Dani Carvajal. The second thing they say is the distance of Lenormand when he took that free kick. The third, possible foul of Lenormand on Tchouameni scoring the first goal. And red card for Sørloth for celebrating with the fans. Look, guys, literally look how they changed the narrative. It's very, very weird.
I gave you the heads up. I told you, win, lose, or draw, there will never be anything positive on Atletico about Atletico in the news. That's just
like
so it is.
Exactly. I mean, look at the things they're mentioning. It's like doesn't even make sense. Like, come up with something good, which was actually like much more productive. Like, not this looking for excuses, like minute details of excuses. It doesn't make sense. That's why I keep saying, guys, like and subscribe. Like, I think Atleti fans need a platform, and as soon as we grow, I think it'll be better. Like, we can shut these people up when we'll get that platform, because I see all of this, like Barca fans, all of these people making things in the social media. So like Atleti fans do need a platform, and we need a bigger platform to shut these stupid people, because I think we are the only ones with the brains out there. Barca kids have their brains in their asses. Real Madrid have their brains in their knees.
They have plenty of teams and plenty of people and communities out there who have half a mind to understand and talk about La Liga and these other things. It's just, unfortunately for us, that's just not the majority of what we see. So I'm too old to be getting upset at it, but I'm still upset, unfortunately, because I'm a very passionate guy and I really like my team. But it's like this nonsense he's talking about with the free kick. It's like, you think Courtois would have saved it if Lenormand wasn't there? Like, of course he wasn't saving that. What are you talking about? It's like the Sørloth celebration. I'm not gonna lie to you. My first thought was, you are on a yellow card. Don't do that, right? Genuinely, my first thought was that. But at the same time, knowing that I've seen Vinny do that more than once in a crowd. I've seen multiple players from Real Madrid do that. I don't see why they would want to stand on a high horse and say, "Oh, well, he's gonna get." Think from your crowd.
The funny part. No one talked about the red card, a possible red card of Mastantuono during the Espanyol game. No one talked about the red card of Arda Güler in this match.
The potential red card of it. I think the only reason he didn't get a red card is he did actually get the ball, and then they don't want to give a double jeopardy. So yes, you get any penalty, you get any yellow card. But even though it was a clear high boot and it was a dangerous challenge,
Griezmann got a red card against Liverpool. For the same action.
Yeah, but it wasn't a double jeopardy, unfortunately, which is the difference, I guess. They don't want to do the double jeopardy thing. If he missed the ball, that was going to be a red card. There's no if buts or maybe about that. That was a terrible challenge by Arda Güler.
Second, again, Alvaro Carrera's diving. Again, we can call that a second yellow card. I mean, you get yellow cards for diving as well.
Yeah,
Mbappe diving, no yellow card. I mean, we got yellow cards. So I loved it when Simeone literally shouted at the referee. The look in his eyes was that was very, very good. And the referee just couldn't do anything. He just stood and stared. And then Giuliano calmed down because he.
On that note, though, I think the referee had a good game overall. I think he had a good game. I think he was very fair to both sides in terms of the types of challenges he would allow, and he was very clear. Both for Real Madrid and Atletico, if you're doing these challenges, you ain't getting a foul from me. If you do certain challenges, you will get a foul.
It's the same referee from the memes. Penalty al favor de Madrid.
He's the same guy, but it's funny though. It was a very good display from him, I think.
True. But yeah, anyway, second half now. So second half starts, I think, again, just like we started the first half, second half starts the same way. Mm-hmm. And it starts very good. And again, it starts with a corner, which again was a good delivery from Julián Álvarez. And again, it was a very good ball from Longley to Nicolas Gonzalez. If you've seen that from the outside of his foot. That was a very good ball. And that was a bad touch from Nicolas Gonzalez, which again...
I think it was a decent touch to control it. It wasn't a good one to go for that. It was...
I think, no, the thing was the ball was a little bit long, and then again he has to stretch it to be able to play to Sørloth, because Sørloth was all alone up front.
That's why he apologized to Sørloth afterwards. He was like, I can't believe he thought he could have got it done. It didn't happen.
True, but anyway, again, we were playing very good. Nicolas Gonzalez had a very good game. With the duels, with the aerial duels, with crossing, everything. He was running up and down. He had a very, very good game. I could even see him in the Giuliano side where he put in a very good balls as well from that side as well. But anyway, we get a corner. Julián Álvarez takes it, and again, it was a decent corner. The ball came back to Julián Álvarez, and then Julián Álvarez crossed the ball again, which is again a good delivery. Stupid foul from Arda Güler, which for me I think should have been a red card. But like you said, I think like if he didn't get the ball, if it was like literally on the face, then it's
it was on the face. It was just.
But yeah, I mean like the talking point, I would say like maybe the thing saved him was that he got the ball. So yeah, I can play him in his favor, that one. But anyway, it's a penalty, and again, some Real Madrid fans are saying it's not a penalty. Are you fucking stupid? Like seriously?
If they did not give that penalty, oh my days!
Are you fucking stupid? Like seriously, how can you even think that's not a penalty? And I'm talking about like the top Real Madrid pages are saying this.
You ignore the grifters.
I mean, you can literally understand like the IQ of this Real Madrid fan base. Literally, the brain is literally on their knees. But anyway, penalty, Julián Álvarez takes it, and again, I'm going back to the Champions League. I mean, imagine what's going to be like going in Julián Álvarez's head. What was he thinking? The double touch thing, or what what could have been there in his head? And then I would say it wasn't a good penalty, by the way. If Courtois anticipates and dives early, that penalty gets saved.
I'm so glad somebody else thinks so, because I watched that. I was like, "Ooh, thank God I went in, but that wasn't good at all."
That wasn't a good penalty. I'm telling you. I think Courtois also had this thing in the back of his mind that Panenka Julián Álvarez did at Bernabeu.
Yes, that's why I thought he's staying a little closer.
Because he stayed. He moved very late. Courtois moved very late. I think he anticipated like maybe he's gonna do Panenka or something, because he didn't. He stayed in the middle. He moved very late. But that was a good penalty. I'm saying if Courtois dives early, that's a save. That wasn't good. But fortunately for us, like I said, whatever thing was going wrong against us in the past matches, everything went, with us in this match. And I'm talking the Mallorca penalty was even better than this one, and that got saved. But
it's the funniest part, man. It's the funniest part. I think
the Mallorca one was a better penalty than this one, but that got saved. But yeah, anyway, I think Courtois, again, like I said, he had that thing in the back of his mind that maybe he's gonna go for Panenka or something, because he stayed in the middle. He moved very late. But anyway, that's 3-2, and now we had we have our tails up. We can sense more. I mean, we could have been up by at least 5 by now already, because of the chances we had in the first half. But then again, a long ball, Sørloth wins the header, which is very rare. He wins the header. The ball falls to Nicolas Gonzalez, and what a way! He literally cuts the two players, gets back on his left foot, plays Sørloth. Sørloth is literally 1v1, and I'm expecting a goal. What happens?
I was not expecting a goal. I was not expecting a goal.
I was expecting a very nice finish from Sørloth. I was expecting a nice, but I think you can say like it was a good save from Thibaut Courtois as well.
Oh, it was.
Because it was. I mean, like he could literally feel that shot in his hand. You could see after the replay. But that was a good save from Courtois, and Sørloth misses. But again, I think like this is, someone in the comment section mentioned in the preview, when we put the preview, someone mentioned in the comment section that Julián Álvarez has to carry this team for this match, and he kind of did. From that rebound, he took the ball, and again he was trying to recycle it, and he got fouled by Mastantuono.
Ironic.
And like what I had in the back of my mind, the Espanyol game, he kind of scored in the similar position. I was like, this can be a goal. If anyone can do this, it's Julián Álvarez. And funny thing, after the game, in the for the interview, Julián Álvarez said that for the free kick goal, he was discussing with Nicolas Gonzalez that the angle is better for a left footer. So like, do you want to take it? And Nicolas Gonzalez said first, like, yes, I'll take it. Because you could see Julián Álvarez was just standing. Like he then, like how a player is going to shoot, because like they put the foot closer to the ball to like like just to adjust that, to get that angle. But then Julián Álvarez was just standing still, and Nicolas Gonzalez said like, yes, I'll take that free kick. But then he changed his mind, and then he said like, no, 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 you take it. And then I'm glad like he changed his mind because that could have been different. But I mean, we don't know what could have happened if Nicolas Gonzalez would have taken that free kick. But Nicolas Gonzalez said like, no, 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 you take it. Julián Álvarez took it, and what a free kick! What a free kick! I loved it, and I knew it. Like as soon as like he hit, it went on top of that wall. I knew it's going in, because again, you can see the trajectory. It's literally going in. And I forgot to mention only how this shot from outside the box as well, which hit the post.
Oh yeah, it's so like look at how many chances we had in the first half alone.
Exactly, I forgot to mention that. But again, a great freaking by Julián Álvarez, and a great celebration. Everyone celebrated like a team. That was good. Diego Simeone almost went on his knees because of how beautiful of that free kick that was, and with in such a great match as well. And then it was 4-2, and then we took off Sørloth, and then it was proper haram ball, which I think for the last 20 minutes, I was very, very worried, because again, like with our defense, like we're not able to contain the attacks, but somehow we did. We played the haram ball very perfectly.
I have to ask you a question. Were you more worried after we took off Sørloth or after we took off Nico and Anko?
I would say in this match, like with Sørloth up front, it kind of gave us that strength and a way to get away, like to let the team move further to the pitch. And when Sørloth got off, this is funny, I'm saying, we kind of missed Sørloth because after Sørloth got served, we were pinned back. We have to defend. We took the foot on the gas. We had to defend. We went back to our parking the bus. And defensively, I think we were good with Giuliano playing as a right wing back, Llorente coming in inside, David Hansko playing as a wing back on that position. So I think defensively we were good for the last 20 minutes. And then I think then Real Madrid had the most of the ball throughout the match after Sørloth got subbed off. And then eventually it was Nicolas Gonzalez, because again, I knew like he can't carry on throughout the match. The thing that made me even worried was the substitution of Javi Galán. I was like, no, come on, what are you doing? Like, like this game can change in a minute. One goal from Real Madrid, and again we're back on. They will pressure upon us, and if any team can, like hurt us in the final minutes, and that's Real Madrid. If they get 4-3, if they get that the third goal,
that could be it.
They can, exactly, that could be a fourth goal as well in the final minutes of the game. But yeah, fortunately that didn't happen. I think
Galán had a good cameo, to be honest, in terms of defense.
Yeah, he did. The thing I just didn't like was like the fouling of Antoine, and in those critical areas as well. Galán gave away a stupid free kick, which again, I was like, come on, you can't score this one. And then talking about Antoine as well, like he literally shoot the ball towards the fans. Like I'm glad like we didn't even get him. Like like fuck him. Like go back to studio and record some Eminem songs.
It's just that is a frustration of an 18-year-old. It's not wise. He deservedly got a yellow card. But yeah, this is his first season in Europe. I'll give him a little blind.
The funny thing is like the two targets we had, Antoine and Alvaro Carreras, they didn't perform well against us.
No.
And we had a good game against them. But yeah, anyway, so that was the second half. We defended well. We had 6 defenders with Giuliano, Llorente, Lenormand, Longley, David Hansko, and then even Nicolas Gonzalez sometimes helping at the back. And then midfield again, Koke Barrios again had a good game. Barrios had a very good game. And then when he made the change of Griezmann and Alex Baena, I was very happy to see him. Like the way he set up Griezmann as well, the perfect weight on the ball, and the way Griezmann scored that third goal. I mean, it was a mistake from Valverde, obviously, but the weight on that ball for Griezmann. And I mean, like the ball kissed away from the Griezmann boots, and then it was kissing the grass, and then he kissed the back of the net. A perfect threesome goal, I would say. A perfect threesome goal. And the and who got fucked? It was Real Madrid, obviously. But yeah, anyway. So that was my second half. I think it was the second half was the best of the two parts. Like we played good offensively, we played very good defensively as well. So the second half was all positive for me. There was nothing negative about it. But I think, like, after 4-2, maybe we could have had more goals if we were ambitious enough. I would have loved a 6-2, 7-2, 8-2 scoreline, which could have been, by the way.
That's
But
still
but still, I mean, like we should not be that greedy. 5-2 is still good. It's historic, and we should all celebrate. Yeah, your thoughts and kicks on the second half.
that's not how it is. Um, hmm. I think it was an interesting half, more so because of the tactical aspect of it, and the sense of like we came out the gates running, like gunning, right, in the same way as the first half. But more so, I think what was surprising to me was how easily we dealt with set piece defense as well as set piece offense. I know we talked about set pieces earlier, but I think it was more, especially it showed its face very clearly here, where you see each cross being quality means that every time that we put a cross in, Real Madrid is on the back foot. Arda makes a mistake, is a penalty, right? We get the penalty, you get a goal, nice. The gas doesn't stop. It goes right back on. We're pressing again, we're going again. And it's literally like one or two motions. Boom, free kick, you get the goal. Like the free kick was fantastic. I love that free kick so much. But what was
Before that pick, you remember when Julián Álvarez had a run at Asensio, where he got fouled and he went for the goal. He went for the goal. That's how it made me believe that the next free kick Julián Álvarez will take. It had very good chances.
It reminded me of the Leverkusen game in January, where right after Barrios got the red card, Alvarez made a run where he went through 2 or 3 Leverkusen players. And in doing so, I feel like just having that moment right after the red card gives you a level of, oh, wait, we have a chance here. We can actually do something. And I felt that same way. It's like, you're 3-2 up. Yes, you're doing well. Yes, we came down from 2-1 and we're 3-2 up again. But to see somebody in that position, so it's a stop-start, right? So you see Asensio not sure if he wants to make the challenge or not, because if Alvarez gets past him, it's open grass and he's going to score. There's no if, buts, or maybe about that. So is he stop-start, and then when he decides to start, it's already too late. Despite the fact that Asensio, I think, is much faster than him, it's already too late. He makes the bad challenge. He gets up and then keep on going. It was like, wow, look at that, man. Look at that. I felt like, oh, wow, this, if he had gotten that ball, that might have been it. And then the other moment where Alvarez, he had a similar moment again on that same left-hand side. Comes in, passes it across. Nico Gonzalez almost gets the ball straight to Sørloth. Courtois has to make a good save. It's like these small moments build into something, because it means nothing in the grand scheme of the game itself, but in the small things of how it builds, it goes from, oh, wow, they're slowly getting scared of Alvarez. And then also, for instance, that other moment where Llorente did that clearance and then ran after the clearance and just put the fear of God in Højsund, where like Højsund just couldn't deal with it, just kicked it out.
Carreras. It was Carreras, I guess.
No, it was Højsund. I know that it was yeah, so
Højsund. Okay.
But it's like,
I mean, the good thing about me was Atleti in this match literally sent Højsund back to Bournemouth, and a lot of Carreras back to, I don't know, Man United second team where he used to play.
I like Roma, and he played for Roma, so I like Højsund. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. He's just in over his head right now. But to me, it's like seeing. It's like those are small things that happen. Those are psychological things that happen. And to also mention that psychological thing is Koke and Vinicius in that game. Koke is on Vinicius right through from start to finish, and Vinicius fell hook, right, and sinker for it.
I
Right?
mean, this is not the first time we've seen Cook and Vinicius fighting. I mean, like Vinicius should be glad the ball isn't there. The ball would
Oh,
have went even harder.
it would have been the worst thing ever for him. But it's funny because it's like Koke keeps on, like he's egging him on every time, and Vinicius always falls for it. Every time he's falls for it. It's really funny to me because I think when you look at the state of the game and these other things, it's like it's in your best interest to ignore this and try and score a goal and prove that you're still whatever. But instead you falling for the one or two beats and these other things. You fall
You
the
know,
man.
maybe that's the reason. Like he's never scored a goal against us in La Liga. I mean, he has scored one goal against us. That was in the
He's never been able to do it in La Liga for us because we've always been able to get him. Like,
exactly exactly. Juliano Simeone had him on the string. I said, I mentioned like the left hand side of Real Madrid was killed by Juliano and Llorente. Juliano had again the work rate of Juliano in this game was great, very great. Again, I'll get to this after like you explain the second half.
sure. It's just like it to me. It was it reminded me. I want to talk about it again because of the fact that we talked about Dami in the preview. I mentioned and I said Xabi Alonso to me is a very very good coach, but there's sometimes when he makes the mistakes and he will struggle against managers like Simeone, right? Who will go on who will, even though they're adaptable, when they want to be rigid, they will be rigid. And this is a game where you wanted to be rigid, and we deservedly got the result that we. I didn't think we were going to get 5, but we got the result that we wanted to get, and we did it in a comfortable way. So, despite the fact that we conceded 2, I think defensively we were definitively better than Real Madrid on the day. I think you can, and you should criticize the centre backs for the 2 goals that we got, and it does paint a negative light on that part. But in terms of the overall display from our defending, great, nothing I could complain about. And more so outside of that, it also is a. You can't, as a coach, you can't go onto the pitch and tell and fix the situation. But with substitutes, with certain things, you'll see how things will change, right? You notice Arda had a fantastic game, brilliant game for him. But after the yellow card on because of the challenge with Nico Gonzalez, you notice I noticed other people talking about, how come he took off Arda and he said, why didn't he take off Bellingham, who wasn't playing well? Well, wasn't 100% of these other things, right? I'm thinking to myself, that should be fairly obvious because he was going to get a red. Like, you think that we were riling up Koke for Vinicius with Koke and these other players for kicks? Like, we did the same thing to him earlier this year. Like, he tried to calm down his teams. Vinicius could have got a red card very easily in that game that we played against them. Hincapié was just unfortunate. It was going to happen to somebody. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean exactly. Hincapié got the red card. Like,
right.
Like once you get a yellow against us, like you're not having a good time against us.
Yeah. Like we're looking for it. It's not even it. Simeone will vehemently deny that he'll never ever try to look for it. But
especially to the game where it matters, especially like to these big games. If someone's getting a yellow, we're going for that. We're going for that red card for you.
And to me, I'm shocked that people did not notice the fact that we were going to go after Goulet like that. Like there was no if, but or maybe about it. If he stayed on another 10 minutes, he was not going to come back onto the pitch. He's not coming off the pitch from a substitution. Let's say that, right? That's what it was going to be. And so it's clear why he was taken off. And I think to a degree, Simeone kind of rattled that part because certain substitutions, you can see the mentality of the coach in terms of what he's trying to get out of it. Camavinga is a good player and he's a good person to come on and do these things, but Camavinga is not going to change his game at this state in this way that you want from him. When you look at these games,
the guy was literally sleeping at the end of the match where he was lying like this.
He had a good cameo, but he's not going to do anything. You know what I mean? Like it's unfortunate for that's a really funny image at the end with Camavinga on the floor, but. Yeah, it's like I have no beef with Camavinga, but it's like when you look at this game, I'm surprised Gonzalo Garcia came onto this pitch over Endrick because when you look at, I think if you look at our team, and not to sell out any spoilers because I hope we fix this by then, but when you look at our centre backs, we're not particularly comfortable with players who are particularly tricky or can move very quickly. That's what Endrick is. Good ball striking.
We did pretty well with Mbappe. It's just that like one moment did hurt us. Like after that, I think we did pretty well with Mbappe.
I don't know if I should say this or not, but he's not necessarily good in small spaces. You know, he's good in open space. He's good at creating his own space.
Oblak didn't have any save to make. I mean, yes, he conceded 2 goals, but he
you can't save those 2 goals. You know what I mean? So, but it's like, to me, the substitutes did not create any danger. Rodrigo came onto the pitch, did a 1 or 2 dribble. And I was like, all right, cool, good job, Doug. Like, we knew what you were going to do because the last 2 guys who are on the same flank, in Vinny and Mbappe, have been doing the same thing on the same flank. Like, have you noticed that? Antoine was more dangerous, but I don't think he was ever really going to challenge us properly. He's not mature enough in terms of his experience enough to really challenge Atletico at this point in time. Maybe later on, maybe later in the season, maybe in another season, but not right now. And it's the same thing with Gonzalo Garcia, who I don't know why he would have come onto this pitch, but what's he going to do? So anyway, it's more of a certain substitutions like come on, they change what you're trying to do and what the philosophy of what you're trying to do. I think I'm surprised that Valverde lasted the full 90 minutes. I'm surprised Tchouaméni lasted the full 90 minutes. I'm surprised. Did he? I can't remember. Whatever. I'm surprised that. What do you call it? You use Asensio right back. I'm surprised at a lot of different things in there. There are so many different solutions that I've seen in that sense, and the difference in terms of what Xabi Alonso did to combat adversity and what Simeone did to combat adversity are 2 very different angles of coach and what he wanted to do, his team to do. Despite the fact that he was playing with, I think, if you look at the level of players that are quoted on market value and these other things, we are heavily outweighed by Real Madrid. And yet, not once did I feel in that second half we were really going to concede. There was an anxiety because we know the type of team that we're playing against. But as soon as I reached around 80 minutes, I was like, oh, okay, now we're good. Like, as soon as we got to that, not even 85 or just 80, I was like, all right, we're probably going to ride this out perfectly fine. Because if
the thing about Atleti right now is like we are playing very well. Like we are competing well with teams. I mean, we played very well against Liverpool, and despite the fact that we didn't even have Álvarez in that team, we played a very good game against Liverpool. And this is the first time I've seen like we went again. Even last season, like we were going toe to toe with Barca and Real Madrid, and this time we actually dominated Real Madrid. So it shows that we are actually progressing. And even the fact that, like, you know, like we didn't have Baena, we didn't have Almada, we didn't have Johnny Cardoso.
That's another thing I wanted to talk about too as well. It's like we're still missing players. We're still missing Jimenez. We're still missing Almada. We're still missing Baena. Baena had a small cameo and immediately got an assist, which is hilarious. But you can see what our team is supposed to be, where we're supposed to be, and what we're trying to do. I think shout out Fran, our previous guest. He had mentioned that the positive signs from Atletico were in the bigger games. We see the philosophy that we're trying to do throughout the season show up in a better way. We saw it in the Liverpool game and the Villarreal game. We get more compact. We focus more on the transition, and when we're transitioning, it's a lot more effective and a lot more decisive. And I fundamentally agree. I think you see it especially today. It was 5 today, but it really could have been more, honestly. But again, historic result. Super happy. Baena and Griezmann. Griezmann getting his first goal in 22 games against Real Madrid. Just like Dami said, hilarious.
I mean, we talked about this in preview as well. With I think Dami was there. I think he said this, like, you know, like Griezmann hasn't scored in 22, and like he will score against us for sure. and It kind of did. I mean, like every Real Madrid fan was like, this guy has a score for 22 goals, and then again, you're making him start bad against us, which was again that was hilarious. But anyway, I think this is gonna get very long, but I'll just get straight to
Yeah.
the next part, which is again. So I'm just gonna talk about the players, like just the lineup, all the players, because I think they played very well, and I hope we build from this momentum. It's not like like we have this good game 5-2, and then the next game we play is against Frankfurt, and then again we play a draw or like we lose at home. So it doesn't have to be go that way. Again, we have to build up from this momentum, and this is the match which again I talked about this. This is make or break, and I think I feel confident right now. Like I feel confident. Like we can give us Arsenal this weekday. I'm very confident about it after this win. Imagine the confidence in players, how much confidence they would be.
I'd like to
And
believe that, yeah.
exactly, and but again, the result has to show on the pitch. We have to perform on the pitch, and hopefully we can actually build up from this. And now let's just go with the ratings of each player, and then we'll end the show. Okay, so Jan Oblak, I think he didn't really have much to do. He faced two shots, he conceded two goals, where I think he couldn't really have done much. Arda Güler one, maybe a little bit, but except that, I don't think he could have done much. I don't know what to give him, to be honest. He was just watching the match like the rest of us for the second half. For the second half. So I think I'll give Jan Oblak a 5, because just for the fact that he didn't really have much to do. What about you?
I think I'll probably do the same thing. It's been a while since we've done player ratings. But wow. Yeah, he didn't do much in this game. Next player. Let's go.
Marcus Llorente, I think it's a solid 8 for me. He just one thing couldn't do was again that Vinicius turn where Robbie Lenormand and Marcus Llorente, they started holding each other. Just for the fact, I think but still I'm gonna give Marcus Llorente an 8 because he had an amazing game.
Okay, I think that's a fair thing to say.
Robin Lenormand. Sorry, go on.
Lenormand and Longley is where we're gonna have disagreements. But go ahead.
But I'll give Robin Lenormand a 7 just because he got that revenge. He had an injury in this game, so I think this game maybe it's much more important to him. He had a goal as well, especially on Tchouaméni as well. So I'll give him a 7, even though he made a mistake. Yes, but I'll give him a 7.
Okay. No, I don't agree though. It's like I would still give him a 6 because that mistake was unprompted, no pressure, no reason to do it, and you put us behind after the goal you started off with. You put us behind, which is not good. Although I do like the story. I do like the fact that he scored on Tchouaméni after he almost had to give up football. Does matter in that sense, but in terms of this game, no, brother. Not a fan.
Okay, sure. Okay, Longley, I think this is going to be, I don't know, maybe same, most probably. I'm going to go with 6 because I think defensively for the second half he was good. He got a yellow card for stopping Mbappe, which I think David Hansko had that covered. But anyway, he still fouled Mbappe, and then I'm going to give him 6 just for that corner thing. Why are you, as an attacker, why are you going with the hands up? Doesn't make sense. But I'm going to give him a 6.5. 0.5 for the chance he created for Nico Gonzalez. That's it.
I really did not like Longley's cameo. I think, what do you call it? The multiple times in the set pieces, where the fact that he did that thing in the set piece, the fact that he, to me, was very much at fault for the first goal. The constant misunderstandings of Mbappe is just every time I saw it along there on that pitch, it was just to see if he was going to concede a chance for Real Madrid. And it's also the other time where he almost created a panic in the second half as well. That's a solid fault attempt from you. That was not good. I am not a fan. I am not a fan at all.
I mean, it's your opinion, but for me, I think he had a decent game.
Maybe 5. Maybe let me not be too harsh. Maybe 5. That wasn't good though.
Okay, it's your opinion. I mean, but anyway, David Hansko, I think I'm gonna give him an 8 as well. I think he fouled. I think he could have stopped Mastantuono much easily instead of fouling him. But yeah, I think it's a need for David Hansko for me. But again, brilliant crosses from David Hansko and brilliant defending as well, except the fact that he had to foul Masantuan a lot of times. What about you?
I think I might give him a 9, to be honest. Just a little
9.
bit more. I think the fouls on Masantuano, from what I saw of, I think were a little bit too
Soft.
I think when you look at the replays, I think the referee was a little bit fooled by the shouts for the fouls, because when you look at it's like most of the fouls on the rest of the pitch, it wouldn't have been given. But again, outside of that though, a very, very good display, both defensively and offensively. I think the balls into the pitch were fantastic. The movement that I saw on that flank, I didn't expect to see that level of thing from the left back. I think we said it. He's probably our best left back, but that's not his position. I want to see him in centre back. And ironically, again,
I think we will see him as centre back in some games. In some games, we will see him as a left back, because
we're probably going to see him at left back against Barcelona if Yamal is fit, to be honest with you. That's like
there you go. Exactly. For the games like that, I think we will see David Hansko as a left back. But yeah, anyway, moving on to midfielders now. Giuliano Simeone, I think he had an assist. He had a very good game. Again, I would say about Giuliano Simeone, I think he still needs to improve in the final third, and he needs to work on his finishing. Because do you remember that offside where he was actually 1v1 with Courtois? He had a long touch.
The second touch was terrible. Yeah, I remember.
Exactly. So I think he still needs to work on that, on finishing and the final third. But still, I think he had a very, very good game, and I'll give him an 8 as well.
I really disagree. I think I could put his well. Let me do a quick blitz for my midfield.
Okay.
So 8 for Giuliano. We put like a 7.5 for Nico. I don't want to be
7.5.
Actually, no, that's wrong. It should be an 8 as well. That was a really good game from Nico. That's you're right. Barrios. I'm struggling to say if I want to put 9 or 10. It was really good. It's really, really good. But Koke, definitely.
It was.
There's nothing I could expect more from Koke today. It was brilliant. That was a 10 out of 10 for me. Roll back the years, I felt like I was watching the Koke I saw when I was younger. So, brilliant game. That's my quick blitz for midfield. Your thoughts?
Paulo Barrios. I think Paulo Barrios again had a very good game. There was this moment where he created the chance for Sørloth, where he actually outran Alvaro Carreras, and you can see Paulo Barrios is actually fast. And again, he had Alvaro Carreras on toes. Like he stole the ball from Carreras. He played the through ball to Sørloth. I think like the weight on the ball wasn't really that good. I think otherwise Sørloth could have been 1v1 with Courtois. But except that, I think Paulo Barrios had a very, very good game. Like the way he dominated the midfield with Koke was brilliant. I would give him Pablo Barrios. I would give him a 9 for sure. Koke, one of the best games I've seen from him in, I don't know, like from a couple of years, I would say. Like it's like from a very long time. I'll give him a 9.5 because I can't give him a 10. 10 is for the man of the match. So I'll give him a 9.5.
You can give more than 110.
True. I'll give him a 9.5. Nico Gonzalez, I would say he had a very, very good game. He won the penalty, and then again he put in some very good balls. And just for the fact that he injured Carvajal, I'm going to give him 9. Next, Sørloth. He did score an equalizer, which was good. And he missed a chance as well. He missed 2 chances. And if Julián Álvarez didn't turn up, again, that game could have been different. I'll give Sørloth a 7.5.
Okay.
And moving on to Julián Álvarez, I mean, that's easy. It's a 10. Of course, it's a 10. I wished he had a hat-trick.
I think those two, I think I can agree. I think Sørloth did a lot better than I was expecting him to do today. On the day. And I think him getting a goal also solidified I kind of like Simeone's decision to trust him on a big day like this. So, but he also could have scored 2 more goals, to be honest. Definitive. Like those are so 7.5 is fair. I think 7 or 7.5 is fair. Both of them are fair, and you can't really say anything about Alvarez. It is what it is. That was brilliant. The move.
The substitutions now. Conor Gallagher. I couldn't really see Conor Gallagher much, to be honest. I didn't see him much, except the fact that like when he got the yellow card for fouling Mbappe, which I don't think he balled the one. Like he won the ball very fairly, and then Julián Álvarez got mad.
Yeah.
Well, Julián Álvarez got mad. I think except that I didn't see Conor Gallagher at all. So I don't know what to give him actually. Maybe a 6. Next, Griezmann. I would say I didn't see him again, just except for the goal he scored and making that run. So I'm gonna give him a 7 as well. Baena again, he just came on for a few minutes. Again, a 7 I would say, just for the assist. And Molina, again, I didn't see Molina at all.
I don't think Molina. I don't remember him at all. I can't. Unrated. I can't remember you, Doug. I'm serious.
I didn't see Molina at all. Like seriously, I remember him coming on, but like after that, like, I didn't see him.
Yeah.
Anywhere. I'll go with a 5 with Molina. But Javi Galán, I did see him. He fouled Bastantuono very stupidly, and then he was saying that he got the ball, which he did not.
I like the shamelessness of that. You know, it's like you know you didn't get that ball, but you pointed to the ball.
Exactly, it was so stupid. But I mean, again, that free kick could have hurt us. So I would say Javi Galán, like, come on, man. But again, like he had that good progressive ball as well, where he actually ran with the ball. So I would give Javi Galán. I remember Javi Galán cameo a little bit, so I'll give him a 5 as well.
I'd give him a 6, to be honest. I think that was a decent showing. Outside of that free kick, it was pretty good to me. I think, all things considered. To me.
True. There you go, guys. Fuck, that's 1.5 hour episode.
We give you a feature film.
Exactly. I mean, like there's a lot of thing to talk about for this one, because again, there's a lot of like stupidness coming from Real Madrid fan base, Barca fan base, and then, like I said, we need to renew Julián Álvarez's contract, and then again, we need to actually build up Athletic community that big that like we can shut these people up, because we need to have a voice. I think we are big enough, and some people, again, the narrative is still the same. Julián Álvarez is like too big for Atleti Madrid, blah blah blah. We need a bigger platform. I think it's just because most of the Atleti fan base is now that English speaking fan base. This is where we lag, and that's why I keep saying, guys, like we have to build this community up. So yeah, let's just all join together and build this community up. But anyway, it's good to see Atleti doing well. Slowly our fan base is actually growing, so that's good to see. But yeah, anyway, guys, it's a long episode. We'll see you guys again soon for the preview of the game against Frankfurt in the Champions League. And hopefully we continue with this. Hopefully we can see our next winning streak coming in soon. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with your friends, another Atleti friends. And we'll see you guys soon. Until then, Opa Atleti. See you guys. We're the Atleti shirt with pride, by the way. Next. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.